So go ahead and grab your foam rollers. So we're gonna focus on low back and sacrum area and butt cheeks first. So I want you to take your foam roller and I want you to sit up on it. Let's start on your left side first. So you're kind of just gonna tilt your body into the left side and you're gonna run that foam roller up through the butt cheek on top. And then once you're at the top, I kind of like to sink down into my elbow to add more body pressure. And you're not gonna get your gut, but remember it's that small muscle group that lines your spine and then back down into the butt cheeks. So you're exhaling as you roll up towards your heart. And then if you can inhale and kind of not put as much pressure on the way down, that's the goal. Keeping your chin off of your chest. So even in foam rolling, we're focusing on engaging the core so that our stomachs don't train itself to fall towards the ground. Our shoulders are peeled back away from the ears and the chin is off the chest. Okay, go ahead and switch sides. You can start up on that right side. If you want less pressure, you can stay up on your palms. Okay, if you want more pressure, come down into that elbow area. Okay, rolling right into the hip flexors. So remember, hip flexors are just this top part of your muscle down into your mid quad, okay? So it's not this whole thing, it's just from here to here. So start with your left side because that's what we started with at the very beginning. So come down onto your elbows like you're gonna do a full plank. My right leg is out 90 degrees. I'm starting right up into the belly of my hip flexor and I'm just gonna roll down, not as hard pressure, but I'm going to put a lot of pressure when I roll towards my heart. So again, the key is to try to pick your body up on the way down and then roll towards your heart. But if you can't do that, just lighter pressure is better than nothing. Keeping those shoulders back, you're looking at something in front of you. And go ahead and tilt your body to the left, but you're still getting your hip flexor, you're just getting the lateral part of that hip flexor and kind of into the IT band. And now shift towards your midline, so you should kind of get more of your inner thigh here. So instead of shifting this way, we're going to shift towards your left shoulder. Okay, and we're going to switch over to that other side. So starting down the midline of the hip flexor into mid quad first, pressing gently into our elbows so that our shoulders are peeled back. Now shift towards your left shoulder, which means you're rolling more onto the lateral side of your right hip flexor. So more towards your IT band. Go super slow, add a lot of pressure. Okay, now shift towards midline so that you're getting more inner thigh, still dragging up into the hip flexor. Pulling that belly button up. All right, we're gonna mobilize what we just rolled out. So we kind of just did the whole hip girdle area. So what we're gonna do is keep your foam roller to the side. You're gonna go into tabletop position here. Shoulders are peeled back away from the ears. You're gonna draw that belly button up first. drive your shin bones into the ground so that you're always driving your palms and shin bones down will activate your core. You're going to do wag the dog or wag the tail or whatever it's called. Right ear to right hip, left ear to left hip. So we're nourishing the spine here by adding just a little bit of a twist and also getting into the outside of our glutes. Making sure you're completely emptying the breath. Now we're going to go into cat-cow. So you're going to exhale, peel up from your tailbone first. Let each vertebrae kind of break apart. And then drop your head and release. So I want that drop of the head to almost be your pause point. So when you get here, really focus on pausing and emptying the breath so that you can spread apart your spine and then you collapse through your spine. Pressing those shin bones down so that your lower abs are constantly turned on and you're taking that pressure off the low back. So this new one, it's like a form of child's pose, but I also have an option if it hurts anybody's knees. So watch this one first, and if your knees are like, no, I'm not doing that, I have a different option. So it's instead of child's pose, you kind of come out into like a froggy position, okay? And you're gonna act like, it's called fish hook. So you're gonna act like someone has a fish hook on your tailbone, and you're just gonna generate a little bit of pressure down through your end of your tailbone and flex your feet up towards your knees. Okay, if that doesn't feel good to you, you can go into Frogger modified. So you can put your football fingers here, pushing your butt back into your heels and lifting those big toes up. Remember, no belly dropping. So pick that belly button up, shove the shoulder blades back, and hold those toes up. We're gonna hold for 10. Okay, so if you chose to do the first exercise, go deeper into it by coming down into your chest, okay, if that feels okay on your knees. If you chose the Frogger position, we're just gonna push our elbows into our knees a little bit more, making sure those big toes are lifted up, holding for 10. Acting like you have a fish hook on your butt, so someone's pulling your butt back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently come down to your knees or gently come up to your knees. We're gonna use our foam roller for balance. If it's a short one, if it's a long one, you might not need it because otherwise it might throw you off. But I'm gonna put my right foot out here. And so this is what my body looks like. I'm driving my shin box or your shin bone down into the ground to activate your core. I'm gonna use my foam roller for balance. I'm gonna scoop my hips under and I'm gonna walk. So I'm just gonna inch my toe out. See how I'm inching my toe out? Okay, so about 45 degrees from my knee, and then I'm just gonna lean into it. Hold for 5, 4, 3, tuck the glutes in, 2, 1, come back to neutral. Drive with a big long chest, squeezing the glutes and the core for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, drive for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Okay, so again, using this for balance. The left leg is gonna come up this time, making sure that you kind of look back, making sure your toe is even with your knee. You're gonna inchworm this foot forward, scooping the belly button and tucking the butt. We're gonna lean into it, hold for 5, 4, peel the shoulders back, 3, 2, 1, inhale center. Exhale, draw the belly button back, squeeze through the glutes and push for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, inhale center. Okay, inhale one more time, exhale, drive the belly button back, squeeze the glutes, press forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come off, 90-90. Okay, so right leg in the front, left leg in the back. We're gonna flex both feet. We're shifting our torso towards the screen. Okay, so remember, we're trying not to lean because that teaches bad energy dumping habits. So if you cannot lean as far forward, that's totally fine. I'd rather see a straight spine in all directions than not. So here we go. Press for 5. Down. 1. Up. 2. Exhale 3. Exhale 4. Drive that belly button up. Inhale up. Exhale 5. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale up, open the gate. Okay, so again, we're not leaning to open. This is not going to do any good. So I'd rather see this than this. Okay, so hold yourself tall, lift as high as your body will let you. 1, 2, 3, shoulders down, 4, and 5. Drive this knee down, lift this back foot up as much as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, go ahead and switch. It's okay if you can't do it. Colin and I actually got into a fight yesterday because I kept telling him not to do this because that's how he was getting his foot up. And he was just so mad. He's like, I'm not a fucking ballerina dancer. Okay, so flex your feet. Lean forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold only to your own limits, nobody else's, for 3, 2, 1. Come up, open the gate the best you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, if you can't lift this back foot up, just train your brain that that's the neuros that's supposed to lift this back foot. So close your eyes and imagine it lifting, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so now we're gonna sit here. This is something I want everybody to start doing. I should have been a better coach and emphasize this, but last Saturday I realized I should be pushing this more. So hands outside of the knees, big toes up. You're gonna press this way with your knees and you're gonna press in with your hands. So it's opposing forces here. So here we go, sit up tall, chin up. Press out with your knees, push into your hands as hard as you can for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Elbow and palm inside of the knees. Okay, take this hand off. Use it for support off to the side or behind you. Squeeze hard for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again. So if your legs are really shaking, that just means your hips are out of place. And if you hear a pop when you do this, that's normal. Okay, press out to the point, toes up. Push for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands behind you. We're going to do window wipers. So we're in the same position. Press your chest up towards the sky. Window wipe down and around. So we're kind of just mobilizing those inner hips and the psoas as well. Okay, and we're going to do figure 4. So right ankle on top of your left thigh. Push your chest as much as you can and flex this foot. Hold for 10. We're going to gently drive this outside knee towards what's in front of you. Okay, for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch. Press that knee away from you. Press the chest in for 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more stretches and we'll be ready to go. Okay, so go ahead and sit Indian style. You're gonna reach your right arm across, so almost like you're kind of tilting up towards the ceiling, and you're gonna reach your armpit up and over. So it's not this, okay, it's this. Really open and use your knee to hold on or your shin. Okay, so you're kind of pulling and opening up the rib cage. Chin is off your chest, hold for 10. Reach through this middle finger for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch. So pull, anchor down, lift the armpit up for 10. Press the chest open for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down by your side, both fingers off. And we're going to tilt right ear to right shoulder, left ear to left shoulder. Okay, shake your head yes, and then we'll get started. Take it slow though. All right, you guys ready to rumble? Get a drink of water. Hydrate your muscles in between. So this is how this thing is gonna work, okay? We're gonna do one core circuit, and then we're not gonna get any rest. So I'm sorry to say, but for the rest of the time you have with me, we maybe get 1 second for water. That's your rest, okay? So it goes core circuit, so focusing on low abs and low back. Then we're gonna hit your glutes, okay, as your rest. Then we're gonna go back to a core and then hit your glutes, and we're just gonna hammer, 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 hammer. So building endurance in those areas, and then also hopefully gaining a burn. So here's how I would suggest pacing yourself through this. What I would do is start just your body weight, okay? If you feel after the third circuit, you can add a band, you go for it, okay? You can either do this red band or you can do your black band, and I'll show you how to do that around the third or fourth circuit. Right now, I just want to make sure everybody's focusing on body weight only, simply because I want to make sure your form is good and not shitty, okay? So here's how this first one is going to look. So it's called tabletop extension. So it looks easy, but over time it gets hard. Okay, so you're on your back, your hands are down 45 degrees. Remember, none of this stuff. So relax. Your feet are off the back of your hamstrings. You're scooping your back down so there's no space between your back and the floor. So I'm going to start with my left leg first. I'm going to kick out, then I'm going to drop it, then I'm going to pick it back up, and then bring it back to center. So kick, drop, up, center. Okay? That's exercise number 1. Exercise number 2, we're going to drive our hands off to the side, flexing the feet. Never do this. Calves are always off the back of the hamstrings, scooping that back down. This one has to be super slow. So you never actually touch your knee to the ground. So these are called window wipers. We're squeezing our glutes and squeezing our abs and driving our palms into the ground at all times. This is not only good for the low abs, but it also helps mobilize and stretch through that low back. Okay, it'll crush your obliques and make you super strong. Okay. Okay, final exercise that we're going to do is tabletop single leg circles. So good to open up the hip flexor and also strengthen low abs. So we're going to lift up. We're going to drive this foot out, and we're going to draw literally 1-inch circles. So not this. That's going to just use momentum. Okay, so just super small, using your heel to draw the circles. Sometimes I like holding my abs to make sure that they're pressing in and not splaying out. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. So we're on our backs. Head is on the ground always. Shoulders peeled away from the ears. Hands out 45 degrees. Lift both legs up. Calves are not touching. Get those toes peeled back. Here we go. Start with the left leg. Kick out. Freeze your butt. Drop. Up. Back. Left leg only still. Push. Drop. Up. Back. Exhale. Push. Drop. Up. Back. Out. Drop, up, back, push, down, up, and back. Okay, follow that same pattern. I don't want it to all be one motion. Every time you go kick out, you pause. Drop, you pause. Up, pause, return, pause. Good. To feel it in your low abs right now, squeezing the glutes so that your low back doesn't do any work. Nice. Okay, last one. Okay, kick with your right leg out. Pause, drop, pause, up, pause, return, pause. If you start to feel your low back leave the ground, watch what I do here. Okay, I just drop my knee down. So this will always protect your low back. So especially when you start feeling tired, just drop this knee. Exhale, pause, squeeze. Inhale down, pause. Exhale up, pause, return, pause. Keeping the neck down. Don't hold your breath, okay? Everything matters here. Last two. Okay, up with both legs, flex the feet, press your knees together. We're gonna tilt towards the left. Go slow here. Nothing about this is fast. Hover 1 centimeter off the ground, and then you're exhaling, pulling those abs in, squeezing the glutes to help train your obliques to do the twisting motion at your back, and you pause on the other side, okay? Try to keep both shoulders on the ground as you twist. So inhale at the pause, exhale as you drag your knees across your body. Calves are off the back of the hamstring. So especially for you skiers, this is really good for your training on moguls or like those really extreme ski runs, because it teaches your back to not take the hit when you're going over bumps. You'll train your core to turn on instead. Only inhale when your knees are off to the side. Exhale, squeeze abs, squeeze glutes as hard as you can to protect the back, and switch to the other side. Last two. All right, so when you come back to center, drop that right leg, okay? You're gonna lift your left leg to be even with your knee. Keep both knees even. Hands will come back down, back to 45 degrees. Lift your butt as high as you can. Squeeze the glutes. You're drawing small circles with the heel, okay? Really squeezing the quad and the hamstring. That's the only way this is gonna work. So squeeze those quads and hamstrings. We're drawing circles. Okay, switch directions. Okay, other leg. Reach out, flex the toe back, slip the butt as high as you can, and we draw. Try to keep your hips high. Switch directions. Slow down. Good. Roll to your side. We're going to hit that glute exercise. Okay. So you're on all hands, all four hands and knees. Okay. Shoulders are width apart. Drag those shoulder blades back. Lift the chin off the chest. Okay. Donkey kickers. So we're going to point our toe like a ballerina here, and we're just going to pulse here, drawing the belly button up. So what a lot of people do is they make it, they're like, oh, this is so easy because they're down here. And I want you to press your arms perfectly straight and lift the belly button up. It should be the tiniest pulse of all time. Okay, chin's off your chest. Let's move in 3, 2, 1, go. Point the toe up towards the ceiling. Belly button up, push away from the ground. Keep going. Pull the belly button up, relax the face for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flex the foot now, hamstring drop back. So drop and bring it back. So it's a hamstring curling. So here we go. Chin is up, draw that belly button up. Good. Shoulders back. And hold high and we swipe. And back. Exhale, swipe. So we're getting the side butt now. Keeping your arms straight. Exhale, whip it. Inhale, center. Try to keep your shoulders square. Belly button's tucked. Exhale, pull. Inhale, center. If your wrists are starting to hurt, you can do knuckles. And switch, okay? Now, when you do this donkey kicker, what a lot of people make the mistake of doing is they just see how it's easy to move here. What I want you guys to focus on is, again, tucking that belly button in. I want you to go lift, pause, down, lift, pause, down. That's how you're gonna really feel the burn, okay? So wrist, if your wrists are hurting, do knuckles. You can also take pressure off the wrist if you need to and come down onto your elbows, okay? Because we're gonna be doing this a lot. So don't be afraid to come down here to give your wrist a break, okay? As long as you have good form, that's all that matters. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Lift, pause, then down. Yep, good. Much better. Pull those belly buttons up, press your chest away from the ground. You might feel the burn in this one faster than you did the other one because this one did so much stabilizing before. Hold those belly buttons up. Stay with me. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hamstring kickers. Extend and roll back. Flex the foot. Again, you can come down to your elbows to do this as long as you bring your belly button up. Your legs are still getting the work in. If you need extra padding underneath your knee, grab a pillow or something like that. Good. Nice breathing, keeping those cores engaged. Push through the elbows so your arms are straight. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whip to the side. Exhale to the side, inhale to center. All great for the obliques, really good for the outer glutes. Keeping your shoulders back and your chin off of your chest. There we go, much better. So remember, this is a core exercise too. So the more you sink and energy dump, the less your body's gonna metabolize and work for you. Again, if you have to stop and take a break, please do. Okay, I'd rather you readjust than have shitty form. So here we go, stay with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Come down into child's pose if you need to stretch it out. Okay, if you don't like child's pose, okay, you can just squeeze your knees into your chest on your back. Up to you.
That was such a good rest to the ab work. Thank you.
I'm not even done yet. Grab a quick drink of water. So now the second core circuit. Again, this one is okay to do on your elbows. So if you feel like your wrists are already like, no, I'm not gonna be able to do the rest of this all on my wrists, get down on your elbows, okay? So I'll show you on my elbows, okay? If you feel like your wrists are okay, then that's fine. I just wanna show you that this can just be just as difficult doing it on your elbows. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing, but now on the flip side. So we're gonna go extend, okay? Lift, down, center. Extend, lift, down, center. Again, the pause at each end stop is super important. We're gonna do it on both sides, okay? Then we're gonna go back into the wipers, except we're gonna add a circle. So we're gonna whip to the side, do one circle, one way, one circle, another way, whip it back, okay? That's exercise number 2. Exercise number 3, we're going to go into side plank crunchers. So here to here, okay? If that's too much, you can just drop this hip and you can do side plank here. I'll do both versions in case your body forgot what to do, okay? So you can go on your wrists or your elbows, depending on how your wrists are feeling. They're both equally hard. So here we go. Shove those shoulder blades back. Lift the belly button. We move in 3, 2, 1. Kick back, lift, down, center. Kick, lift, down, center. So every time you do a different angle of this kick, I want you to breathe differently. So exhale here, inhale up, exhale down, inhale to center, okay? Belly button's tucked, the shoulders are shoved back into their proper pockets. Okay, last one. Okay, come down on your elbows if you need to. If not, you can stay on top of your wrist. We're gonna window wipe a circle. So wipe it, draw a circle one way, draw another circle the other way, and drive back. Chin is off your chest. Good. Try to keep your arms straight if you can. Prop that chin up. Okay, give me 2 more. Come on, we got this. Shoulders back. Okay, good. Now, we'll switch the legs in a second. Now we're gonna go into single leg crunch on their side plank. So remember, if side plank is just too much, that's okay to keep this hip down, and we're just gonna focus on the obliques here as long as your chest is open, okay? If you feel okay, you can come up here. So or you can do half and half, okay? Up to you. Find your rhythm. Up we go, belly button's tucked, elbow to knee, and release. Chin is off the chest. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Two more. Good. Okay, other side. So again, you can do it on your elbows if needed, as long as your chin's off your chest and your core is up and engaged. Here we go. We're going to kick back, lift, down, center. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Yeah, so you're gonna keep your legs straight the whole time. So kick, lift, down. Pulling the wrists or the elbows back into your rib cage so that you're constantly turned on into that core area. Chin is up. Keep your legs as straight as possible. Last two. Last one. Okay, good job. So now we're gonna do those window wipers, okay? Everybody's favorite, lift those cores up, drive out, whip it, circle one way, circle the other way, back. You can do it on your elbows. Listen to your wrists if they're hurting, okay? I was just doing it on my elbows too. Good. Press those shins down, straight legs, last three. Okay, good. Now on your plank. So up we go, palms facing down, elbow underneath the shoulders. Lift as high as you can, hand above your head. Push the butt forward, not dumping behind you. And close. Flexing the foot. Inhale, reach. Exhale, close. Lift the hips higher. Last three. Chin is up. There we go. Good. Beautiful. Last one. Okay, good. If you need water, grab it now. Now I'll show you guys how to do it with your band. Okay, so if you have your red or black band, grab it real quick. Okay, so same thing starting from the top. So you can be on your backs for this one, okay? We're going to grab the, sorry, we're in this position. So you're gonna grab the band this way and you're going to kick, so fight the resistance, drop, up, and center, okay? As long as your low back can always touch the ground, that's your option. Remember, if your back starts to pop and you feel it in your low back, please do not keep it in this position. Drop this foot down while this limb is moving. Got it? So here we go. Start with that left leg, wrap it around the ball of your foot. The more you choke up on the band, the harder it's gonna be. Okay, the less, obviously, the less intense. Get both legs up to start. If your back pops off the ground, drop the other leg. Here we go. Push, pause, down, up, center. Exhale, push, drop it, lift it, and center. There we go, good. Keep your head on the ground, shoulders relaxed. So this is teaching your psoas how to properly engage with your core so it's not all bundled up and tight. The band actually teaches it to fully extend and stay strong with the core. Last two. Okay, last one. Good job for keeping the feet flexed. Okay, good. Switch legs. Okay, here we go. And we push down, lift, center. Keep the foot flexed. It's okay to drop the foot if you need to. Nice job. So if you guys are sitting at your desk a lot, and you feel like you're starting to like do the hunchback move, this would be a good one if you have like a minute or two break. Just lay down on the floor and open up that hip flexor. Okay, last one. Okay, now this is a challenge. If by any means it hurts your low back, do not do this. Okay, this is just a different version. You're gonna take your band and you're gonna pull it apart, and this will really force you to use your abs to control it to the other side without dropping your legs to the ground, squeezing your obliques to lift and shift to the other side. So your triceps should be constantly fired up by pulling this band apart. Got it? So here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Flex your feet, lift and pull apart. Remember, you are only inhaling when your knees are 1 centimeter off the ground. Rip the band hard. Exhale, use your breath to move. Flexing those feet. Nice. You guys look good here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you're gonna go a single band. So I'm not doubling it up anymore. It looks just like this. Okay, I'm gonna do a pull apart while I do a single leg circle. So my starting point is here. I'm gonna flex the foot back. I'm gonna drive this band as far apart as I can. And I'm just gonna hold it here while I do circles. When I say switch directions, you're gonna switch directions. You should feel this all over the place. All right, so lift up. Start with your left leg first, rip this band apart. And we drive circles with the heels. Here we go. Get those hips up. Straighten your knee. Okay, switch directions. Pull harder. Drop. Okay, reset. Right leg comes up, flex. Okay, lift first. Get your hips as high as they should be, and then pull and draw circles. Switch directions. Lift those hips up. 5, 4, 3. You can do this. 2, and 1. Okay, roll over. Okay, again, you can go to your elbows for this or not. We're gonna use this band for advanced donkey kickers. If the band is too much, you drop it and just go to what we did before, okay? So for me, my wrists are sensitive, so I'm just gonna come down to my elbows, okay, and holding the band like this. If you guys are fine on your wrist, you can hold it like this, okay? So I'll demo both ways. So extended donkey kicks. We're just gonna come all the way up. So see how I went from here, lifted up to the ceiling. I didn't go straight back. I went up 45 degrees angles, okay? Now, if that's too much, you can ditch the band and do what we did before, which was those tiny pulses, okay? Try it, and if it's too much, switch, okay? I'm gonna go down on my elbows just because that's better for my wrist, but you guys can do either. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Shove the shoulder blades back, lift, and come back down. Exhale, lift. You should feel it in the low back, obliques, definitely the butt. Get that all the way up. It needs to be that full 45 degrees. Chin is off the chest. Nice. Good job, you guys. Shoulders back. Five, four, three, two, and one. Okay, so now same thing with the band. It'll be easier if you're on your wrist to do this one, but it's going to be, you can still do it on your elbow. So you're going to kick out and back. So it's really controlled here. Okay, so your knee has to go in between the bands. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like here. If you need to go down on your elbows, it's just going to be a little bit harder to do. So if it's too much to do all of that, just use your body weight. Okay, here we go in 3, 2, 1. Don't switch legs yet. Stay on that same leg. Hi, Duke. Okay, straighten your elbows. Pull those belly buttons up. Stay with me. Everything is straight. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, this banded one is the hardest one. Okay, so window wipers. So coming out and kicking and holding it strong with the band. Okay, if that's too much, use your body weight. Okay, here we go in 3, 2, 1. Kick first, swipe, then back. Try to keep both arms straight and your torso still. Good. Three more. Stay with me, last one. Nice. Good job, you guys. Switch sides. Then we'll take a 1-second water break. Okay, so you can go on your elbows if you need to. It's not gonna change the dynamic of the workout. It's just gonna lessen the impact on the wrist. Okay, so donkey kickers, get that 45 degrees going. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. We kick up and we're coming back down. Exhale, kick, lift. So on that second lift, I want you guys to suck in your belly button. So the belly button's engaged here, but it's even more engaged when you lift. So up, up. Good. You guys, this form looks really good here, so stay with it. Three, two, one. Hamstring kickers. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Kick out and lift back. Nice and controlled. Good. So if you're not doing it with the band, it's just extend, hold, lift, hold. Flexing the foot at all times. Belly buttons up, push away from the ground, whether you're on your elbows or not. Pull those belly buttons up for 3, 2, and 1. Okay, wipers. Nice and controlled, with or without the band, up to you. You can do them on your elbows or not. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Kick, extend, and back, and center. Straighten those arms. Make those obliques work for you. Two more. Okay, side planks and then water break. Okay, left side first. So come down onto your elbow. Lift this right hip up towards the ceiling as high as you can. Okay, here we go, up and at 'em. Press your hips forward, reach and close. This is a pause. Inhale, pause. Good. Lift those hips as high as you can. Two more. Okay, and switch sides. Elbow right underneath, palms hitting the ground, reach, lift, and close. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause. Nice, good job, you guys. You guys are getting stronger on your side planks, that's good. Two more, chins off the chest. Good. Okay, water break. Stretch out your hamstrings or your butt if you need to. Then you have 1 minute to choose which of those were your biggest enemy, and you're gonna do it for 45 seconds, and it'll take the last 3 minutes to stretch, okay? Look at Rosie, man, she looks so comfortable. Hi, Rose. All right, pick your poison. 45 seconds of whatever you needed to work on the most.
She hears you.
I know, I saw her little tail wag. She also loved me when I came over to your house. She sat right next to me the whole time.
Ask if she's a good girl.
Rosie, are you a good girl? It's so cute.
I brought them to Blythe's soccer game yesterday.
Yeah.
In Arvada. And I didn't realize that her leash was off.
Oh.
So I let her out of the car and she made a beeline for the field.
For Blythe.
I was like, Rosie! You would have thought I was being murdered. And the ref turned around and she came right back. It was not our finest hour.
Okay, so if you chose a single leg exercise, I'll tell you when we're halfway, okay? So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Good, making sure that we're pressing energy through the wrists and the elbows, coming up tall with the spine, chin is off your chest. Switch sides. Nice job, you two. So remember, the longer you can make the spine and the more your core is engaged, the more the muscles that we're trying to work will activate. Five more seconds. And relax. Okay, now we're gonna stretch.